Okay, ready to like drift off into the world of sleep? Tonight, we are talking all about sleep.
Yeah.
Not just the it happens,
Right.
but the science behind it, why it even matters, and maybe some natural ways to catch some more of those z's ourselves.
Yeah, it's more fascinating than you might think.
Right.
We often just think, sleep,
Right.
this passive thing. But it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Our brains are really hard at work while our body's resting.
Oh, yeah.
And the long-term
Well,
consequences
tell me about it.
of not getting enough sleep are,
They're huge.
yeah, they're significant.
Yeah, there's no messing around with sleep after
Yeah.
you kind of get into all the research, which is, I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of what we're doing here with all these sources.
Yeah.
We're diving deep. We've got everything from like the science behind it to natural remedies to even some potential downsides, right?
Yeah,
To be aware of.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's unravel this
Let's-
mystery.
Okay, so one of the sources kind of jumps right in
Okay.
with this whole journey through the sleep stages thing,
Mm-hmm.
where it talks about how we go from that initial drowsy feeling
Yeah.
to like being completely knocked out and then bam, dreamland.
Right.
What do you think? Should you start there?
I think that sounds like a good place to begin.
Yeah.
It's tempting to think of sleep as this one big thing.
Right.
But when you start breaking it down into these stages, it's pretty eye-opening.
I've always wondered about that. So walk me through it. Like, what is actually happening in our brains and bodies as
Right.
we kind of go through these transitions?
So it all starts with stage one,
Okay.
that very light sleep. You're drifting in and out. Your muscles start unwinding. Your brainwaves start slowing down. Your body's dipping its toes into the pool.
That transition phase where you're like, do I really need to scroll through my phone one last time?
Yes. And that's the fascinating part. You know that your brainwaves actually start shifting even before you're technically asleep.
Whoa. So my brain is already like prepping even when I'm trying to get in a few more minutes of Instagram.
Exactly.
Okay, that's wild. So then what happens as we drift further?
So as you move into stage two, your body temperature drops, your heart rate slows down even more,
Okay.
and your brain waves continue to slow down.
Okay.
This is all preparation for the main event,
Okay.
deep sleep.
Oh, so stage 2 is like the pre-party
Yes.
to the Deep Sleep Festival. Got it. So tell me about this deep sleep because it sounds, I don't know, kind of intense.
It is. Stage three, or deep sleep, that's where the slow,
Okay.
rhythmic delta brain waves come in.
Okay.
You are practically glued to the mattress at this point.
Yeah.
You are not moving.
That is.
And this is where your body gets busy doing all the repairs. Tissue growth, muscle recovery, immune system is getting a boost.
Wow.
It's essential for feeling refreshed.
Okay. So deep sleep is like the ultimate recharge,
Yes.
if I'm hearing this right.
Yes.
I'm seriously missing out on muscle recovery benefits if I don't actually hit it. Consider it prioritized from now on.
There you go.
Okay. But then there's that other one. The one that always gets me, REM sleep,
Yes.
where the truly bizarre dreams come in.
Right.
And the source mentioned this too, how our brains become almost as active as when we're awake
Yeah.
during this stage.
It's almost paradoxical, isn't it? We associate sleep with quiet and stillness.
Right.
But during REM sleep, your brain is like, putting on a fireworks show.
So wait, so my body's catching Z's, my muscles are in repair mode,
Uh-huh.
but my brain is like
Yes, having a party.
having a rave. Okay, well that explains a lot about those weird dreams.
It's not just about the crazy dreams,
Okay,
although they're a fun side effect.
right.
REM sleep is crucial for processing emotions, consolidating memories, making connections.
Oh, wow.
It's like your brain is taking all the information from the day and it's organizing it into these neat little files.
So it's like the brain's administrative assistant is working overtime while we're out, filing away memories, processing emotions.
Yes,
That's fascinating.
it is.
But what happens when like that system is disrupted, What happens when we don't get enough sleep?
That's when things get really interesting. And by interesting, I mean potentially concerning.
Oh, lay it on me. Because we've all pulled an all-nighter, felt groggy the next day.
Right.
But I have a feeling there's more to the story.
There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
In the short term, you're right. It's that fatigue, maybe some irritability, trouble concentrating, almost like you're trying to navigate through a dense fog.
Oh, I've been there, done that.
Right.
Do not recommend the functioning in a fog method. Not effective
Right.
at all.
It's not great.
But it sounds like really the issue is when it becomes like a regular thing.
When it becomes chronic, yeah,
Right.
that's when the risks really increase.
Okay.
And we're talking a higher likelihood of developing heart disease,
Oh, wow.
high blood pressure, even stroke.
Okay, things just got real. So my lack of sleep isn't just impacting my energy levels for a day. It's
Yeah.
impacting my long-term health in a very real way.
Yeah, big time.
Okay, I think I need to rethink my relationship with sleep. Like now,
It's easy to underestimate the power of sleep,
mm-hmm.
but it truly is an investment in your overall well-being.
An investment I have clearly been neglecting, for sure. I need to bump up those sleep gains, for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, before we get into how to actually fix it,
Okay.
there's one more thing from the sources that I kind of want to unpack.
Yeah.
This whole CBD and sleep connection,
Okay.
it keeps popping up,
Right.
especially the idea of honey infused with it. What's the
Yeah.
deal?
Yeah, that's where the science gets really fascinating. It all comes down to this very intricate system in our bodies called the endocannabinoid system,
Oh,
or the ECS for short.
the ECS.
Yes.
Got it.
Think of your ECS like your body's internal DJ,
Okay.
just making sure everything's in harmony.
I like that analogy.
From your mood to when you feel sleepy to,
Okay.
yeah, it's doing a lot.
So the ECS is regulating a ton of functions, including sleep.
Yes.
And this is where CBD comes into play.
Precisely.
Right.
CBD interacts with your ECS in a way that may promote relaxation
Okay.
and in turn potentially improve sleep.
So it's not like CBD is knocking you out directly.
Right.
It's more like it's working behind the scenes.
It's subtle.
Yeah,
It's working behind the scenes with the ECS to kind of create a more sleep-friendly environment.
I gotcha. Okay, so that's where the honey comes in.
Exactly.
Because the sources mention honey itself has soothing properties.
Right.
So combining the two is this powerful 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
A spoonful of CBD honey and
Right.
some warm milk before bed
Does sound relaxing.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
What about other natural sleep aids
Yeah.
versus relying on, pharmaceuticals? Because the sources seem to touch on that too.
That's an important conversation to have.
Yeah.
Well, pharmaceuticals definitely have their place and
Yeah.
can be incredibly helpful.
Right.
They often come with side effects.
Right.
And the risk of developing a dependence.
Right. You don't want to be tethered to
Exactly.
a sleeping pill.
You want to find what works for your body without creating more problems.
Right. Yeah. No one wants that. What are the benefits of exploring the more natural route?
Well, one major advantage is that you're working with your body's natural systems
Okay.
rather than against them.
Okay.
So natural approaches, whether it's incorporating things like we talked about with the honey or certain herbal teas or just even establishing that really consistent sleep schedule,
Yeah.
it's all about supporting your body's natural rhythms and promoting sleep organically.
So it's less about forcing sleep and more about gently encouraging it.
Exactly.
Kind of like what our ancestors probably did,
I
right?
got it.
Yeah.
It's about understanding how your body works and providing it with the tools and the support that it needs to sleep soundly.
Okay.
But there's one crucial thing to remember.
Okay. What's the catch?
There's no quick fix,
Right.
right?
Right.
You're right. It's not always a quick fix.
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals, you feel it right away.
Right.
But with these natural methods, it takes time,
Okay.
takes consistency, patience.
Yeah.
It's like nurturing a plant,
Yeah.
It takes time and care
Absolutely.
and the right conditions for it to really flourish.
So no magic sleep potion.
I know.
That's going to fix all my problems.
I wish I had one.
Okay.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, I'm down to put in the work if it means finally,
Right.
getting a good night's sleep, consistently. So
Yeah.
what does that look like?
Okay.
What are some practical things that I can start doing to actually improve my sleep?
It starts with consistency.
Okay.
Establishing that regular sleep schedule.
Okay.
Where you're going to bed, waking up around the same time each day.
Okay.
And yes, that means as much as possible, even on the weekends.
Okay. So there goes my Saturday morning sleep in.
Yeah.
But, it's a small price to pay, I guess, for better sleep overall, right?
Exactly.
So consistent sleep schedule, check.
Check.
What else can I add to my sleep toolkit here?
So think about incorporating a relaxing bedtime routine.
Okay.
Something that signals to your mind and body that it's time to wind down.
Okay.
So this could involve taking a warm bath, reading a book,
Mm-hmm.
maybe enjoying that CBD honey in your tea.
Okay.
It's about creating a soothing transition into sleep.
So I should probably retire my current bedtime routine, which is scrolling through social media until I pass out.
Let's just say that activity may be interfering with your sleep goals.
Yeah, probably.
That blue light emitted from screens can actually really mess with your body's ability to make melatonin.
Oh, right. Melatonin. I've
Yeah.
heard so much about it.
Yes.
Could you maybe like give me a little refresher on what it does?
Of course. So melatonin is essentially like the conductor of your sleep-wake cycle.
Okay.
As it gets dark outside, your body starts producing more melatonin, signaling to your system that it's time to wind down for the night.
Okay.
Conversely, as daylight approaches, melatonin production decreases, which helps you wake up naturally.
Wow, it's incredible how our like bodies just they know
They do.
what to do.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so by like staring at my phone right before bed, I'm essentially like throwing a wrench in the hole.
Yeah, you're basically telling your body it's still daytime.
Oh, okay. Noted.
Put those devices away at least an hour before bed. It can really make a big difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not just about the screens.
Okay.
Your sleep environment also plays a really big role.
Sure.
Make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool.
Okay.
A sanctuary for restful sleep.
Okay, so a consistent sleep schedule, a
Yeah.
relaxing bedtime routine,
Yes.
and like really making my bedroom like a sleep haven.
It makes a big difference.
Okay. Anything else? I'm taking notes.
Yes. One more thing.
Okay.
Powerful tool to add to your sleep toolkit. Mindfulness.
Okay, mindfulness.
Yes.
Okay, so I've heard that word tossed around a lot.
Right.
And to be honest, I don't fully understand it. Could you
It's-
break it down for me a little bit?
Absolutely. So when it comes to sleep, mindfulness is really about training your attention to be present in the moment,
Okay.
particularly in those moments before you drift off to sleep.
Okay.
Noticing those racing thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
worries, to-do lists that tend to pop up at bedtime,
Yeah.
and gently guiding your mind back to a state of calmness.
So instead of like letting my mind run wild with everything I need to do tomorrow, it
Right.
should be focusing on just like being present at the moment, which is
Exactly.
easier said than done. Right.
It definitely takes practice, but even a few minutes of like mindful breathing or a body scan before bed
Okay.
can make a difference. Really just shifting your focus from those anxieties to those sensations of relaxation and ease.
So it's not about like forcing the thoughts away, but rather like acknowledging them and then kind of
Exactly.
redirecting my attention.
Exactly. Bringing it back to the breath, bringing it back to the body.
Interesting. Okay. Mindfulness added to my sleep toolkit,
Yes.
along with my consistent sleep schedule, the relaxing bedtime routine, optimizing my sleep environment.
Yes.
This is a lot, but it's good.
It's good. It's good.
It's good. It's like actionable thing
Wow, exactly.
that I can be doing.
It's not overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like you said, it's a lot to think about,
It's a lot to think about.
but in a good way.
But in a good way, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there any other, I guess, natural sleep aids, things I should know about?
Sure.
Besides the CBD honey, of course.
Yeah. Well, there are many natural sleep aids out there,
Okay.
each with their own unique properties and potential benefits. For example, some people find that certain herbal teas like chamomile or lavender
Oh, yes, love chamomile.
can promote relaxation and improve sleep quality.
It's so soothing.
And the warmth of the tea, too, can be incredibly calming.
Yes.
Then there's other natural supplements like magnesium or valerian root,
Mm-hmm.
melatonin, which we talked about a little bit,
Yeah.
have all been studied for their potential sleep-enhancing properties.
Okay, so I've got options,
You do.
which is good. But I also know, everyone's body's so different. What
Well,
works wonders for one person
Right.
might do absolutely nothing for another.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. You really have to listen to your body,
Right.
pay attention to how it responds to different
Yeah.
things, and find what works for you.
So if someone's listening to this
Yeah.
and they're like, you know what? I am feeling inspired.
Right.
I am ready to prioritize my sleep.
Yes.
What would you say? The key takeaways, the most important things to remember?
That's a great question. First and foremost, remember that quality sleep is an investment in your overall health and well-being.
Yes.
It is not a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
It impacts everything.
Right.
From your physical health
Mm-hmm.
to your mental clarity to your emotional resilience.
It's not just about feeling less groggy.
Right.
It's about really setting ourselves up for a healthier, happier tomorrow.
That's it. You said it perfectly.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah. And while there are many natural sleep aids and strategies that can be really beneficial, it's important to remember that consistency is king.
Okay. So that consistent sleep schedule we talked about.
Absolutely.
Still the number one. Okay.
It's about working with your body's natural rhythms, creating that predictable pattern that it can rely on.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Consistent sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Check. What else? It's like we're setting our internal clocks right, letting our bodies know, okay, this is when we wind down, this is when we wake up.
Exactly. And, you know, don't underestimate the power of that relaxing bedtime routine we discussed. Finding those activities that help you unwind, like we said, reading, taking a warm bath, maybe that CBD honey in your tea.
Right.
It can work wonders in signaling to your mind and body that it's time for sleep.
Creating those like sleep cues.
Yes,
Like telling our brains, okay, time to like power down for the night.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm starting to see how all these pieces kind of fit together.
It is. It's all about creating the right environment internally and externally. And remember, that blue light from our phones, it can really interfere. So putting those devices away at least an hour before bed, it's a game changer.
No more scrolling myself to sleep.
I know it's tough.
I can do that. I
Yeah.
might miss like the cute cat videos, but you know.
Think of it this way. A good night's sleep is like hitting the refresh button for your brain and body.
Okay.
And a well-rested you is much more likely to enjoy those cat videos and everything else with way more energy and enthusiasm.
Okay, that's a great point. So to recap, we've got our consistent sleep schedule, our calming bedtime routine, ditching the screens before bed, optimizing our sleep environment. Oh, and we can't forget about mindfulness. That's a new one for me, but I'm definitely willing to give it a try.
Right.
What were those mindful practices again?
So mindfulness in this context is really about being present in the moment rather than letting your thoughts race with anxieties or to-do lists. Simple practices like even just focusing on your breath, doing a quick body scan, or listening to a guided meditation can really help calm that mental chatter and just ease you into a more peaceful sleep.
Like hitting the pause button on those racing thoughts that like always seem to pop up at the worst possible time, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm realizing now, like I do a lot of like mental list making right before bed. No wonder I have trouble falling asleep sometimes. This has been incredibly eye-opening. But before we wrap up, there's one more thing I'm kind of curious about. You mentioned that everyone is different and what works for one person might not work for another. So what if someone tries like all these natural sleep aids, all these strategies, and they're still struggling? What should they do then?
That's such an important question. If you've given these natural approaches a solid try and you're still facing like those persistent sleep issues, it's essential to reach out to a healthcare professional.
Yeah.
There could be underlying factors that are contributing to your sleep difficulties that might need a little further investigation, a little bit more personalized guidance.
It's like you always say, knowledge is power.
Yes.
Understanding the science of sleep and having all these like natural tools at our disposal is amazing, but like sometimes you need a little expert guidance to like navigate those more complex situations. Well, this deep dive into the world of sleep has been absolutely fascinating. I feel like I've learned so much about why sleep matters, what happens when we don't get enough, and most importantly, like some practical strategies that I can actually start using tonight to try to improve my sleep naturally.
It's been a pleasure diving into this with you. And if there's one thing I hope you take away from all this, it's that sleep is truly an investment in your health, your mood, your productivity, your overall well-being. It's not something to skimp on.
Absolutely. It's not just about, like I said, feeling more energized. It's about prioritizing our health and setting ourselves up for success in like literally all areas of our lives. And hey, maybe a little CBD honey before bed wouldn't hurt, right? As always, though, chat with your doctor first.
Always a good idea.
Sweet dreams, everyone.